permission to be in front of this building or inside it except to protest. So thank you to all of you for showing up today. Let me first say thank you to the First Peoples, the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh peoples for allowing us to gather, to do this important work, to have our voices heard, for us to come together, united as one voice against racism, discrimination, and hate. My name is Jenny Kwan. 我係關慧晶. I am the MP for Vancouver East. 我係溫哥華東區國會議員. I cannot tell you how much I appreciated seeing the faces of all of you here today. It reinvigorates humanity in my heart to know that people in our own community, people here in Canada cares deeply about each other. Thank you for that. We have to be so disheartened to know that we are not alone. Rallies like this is happening across the globe. Just in the United States, there are some 600 locations where people are doing exactly what we are doing right now, this moment. I can't say thank you enough to all the organizers. Thank you for having the vision, the inspiration of bringing all of us together so that we can unite our voice, so that we know that we are not alone, and particularly for the families, the asylum seekers, the migrants who are faced with heart-wrenching, heartbreaking situations right now, to let them know that they are not alone, that we together stand with them. Since the Trump administration came to office, January of 2017, the first act that this president has done was to bring forward a racist and discriminatory travel ban policy. Right from the get-go, we rallied to say that this cannot be accepted. And in the House of Commons, we had an emergency debate about that very issue. And now, of course, months have gone by, and only to see that as the days pass, that each moment we see different communities get targeted in the United States, and the desperation grow deeper and deeper each and every time, until most recently, as we know, that the Trump administration has taken to torture tactics, engaging in separating children from their families forcibly to get his political agenda across. Who does that? I have ever only imagined those tactics being used in movies with gangsters. That's what gangsters do. They torture someone to get their political way or to get their action forward. And yet, here we are. We have a situation that's happening right now whereby the President of the United States is using torture tactics to separating children forcibly from their parents to get his political agenda. How can we, anywhere, if there is humanity, can accept this kind of action? We cannot and we must not. In the House of Commons, call for our own Prime Minister to find the courage to stand up to the Trump administration. We cannot tolerate this kind of behavior. We cannot accept this kind of behavior. It is bullying, it is discriminatory, it is spreading hate across the nation and across the globe. And if Canada does not stand up to this, then let us be clear. then each and every one of us, we too are complicit. And then you have to ask the question, where is humanity? I want to acknowledge the NGOs, Amnesty International, for example, who were right out of the gate to condemn this action, who is on the ground working on the issue in support of the asylum seekers. I want to say thank you to the health professionals, the doctors, and all of you who were right there to condemn this issue as well. I want to say thank you to everyone who cares deeply about us as peoples. As if we have learned anything in our history here in Canada with the Indigenous community, and we just finished talking about that in the earlier location. If we've learned anything at all, taking children away from their parents, there is absolutely no way that it can be the right thing for any country, anywhere. Learned, then let those lessons that have been learned be expressed now for us to stand clearly on the right side of history. And to say so very clearly, migrants, asylum seekers, they are not illegal. I will never ever accept anyone who suggests those individuals who are trying to flee persecution, who are trying to flee violence, who are just simply trying to get to a place of safety, that somehow they're acting illegally. They are not, and let us be clear about that. And let's also be clear that here in Canada, our own Canadian law states exactly that. Under the Immigration Refugee Protection Act, it clearly states when a person crosses at a border, at an irregular border crossing, at an unofficial point of entry, for the purposes of seeking asylum, they are not engaging in a criminal act. Let us all be and let us all, every time, anyone who makes that suggestion, let us get in their face and correct them. Do not ever allow them to get away with that kind of spread of hate and misinformation. Now, I have to say, the signs here are so beautiful. I mean, this site, it makes me want to cry. And right there's a sign that says, history has its eyes on you. And you better believe it, Trump. We're all staring you down. And yes, to the United States, this is our message to you. You are never going to be a safe country for asylum seekers as long as Trump is in power. Work day and night to spread this message, and we will rally our allies across this globe to send this message to you. And I pray that there will be a change sometime very, very soon. Now, friends, looking closer to home, we too have to step up. We too have to make sure that we are on the right side of history by looking inwardly about our own policies. There is no question, and there's a sign right here that says Canada separates families too. And there's another sign that says Canada detains children too. And these signs are absolutely correct. We too detain children. And you know what? No asylum seekers should be put in jail. That detention approach that we have in Canada should be abolished, and we need to take action with respect to that. We have a situation here in Canada whereby a child, actually, in fact, this is a real case that I was just looking into just yesterday. A child has come to Canada, a minor, and he was being persecuted in his own country. He came here to Canada on his own. Somehow he managed to do it. Canada has recognized that he should be a refugee and has given him refugee status, which is great. The only thing is, Canada will not accept his parents.
Shame!
And this is our policy, and we are forcing separation with that family right here, right now in Canada. And this cannot be allowed to continue. We need to change that policy, and you know what? Human lives and the lives of people, the rights of children must be respected. And Canada also needs to abide by that. All of these issues are near and dear to our hearts. The Trump policies are in violation of almost every single international law that you can imagine, whether it be rights for refugees, whether it be human rights, whether it be for the rights of children. And would you believe it? The United States actually has a policy that says if you're fleeing gang violence or domestic violence, that you are not recognized as an asylum seeker, which is in violation of gender-related persecution. Where is our feminist prime minister on that issue? So, the call to action has started. Thank you again to the organizers. We must not step down. We must not relent. We must escalate this action and bring it to the next level until humanity has restored itself, until we do right by all people of all nations. That's what we have to do. The last thing I'm just going to pitch, in the House of Commons website, I've got a petition going. I've sponsored a petition. Yes! And it's the electronic petition number 1755. If you go on the website, I am going to post it on the site, but if you also go on the website, just Google House of Commons e-petition, Safe Third Country Agreement, that will come up. And what we're calling for the government to do is to suspend the Safe Third Country Agreement. The NDP has done this right from the beginning, since January 2017, when Trump brought in the travel ban, and we will continue to do so. With your help, let us get the job done. Let's stand together united as one human race, connected with each other, and make sure